This is our sulfur recovery unit. It generates tens of tons of sulfur per week. There was a young engineer recently asked a valid question about some valves and some gauges. As a corrosion professional, you're required to be proficient in chemical treatment, the application of corrosion inhibitors, scale inhibitors, oxygen scavengers, in order to maintain the integrity and the flow assurance of the plant in accordance with the NACE standard SP 114. He asked a question about this particular gauge, and this particular gauge is filled with a liquid. He said, why is it full of water? And I said, it's not full of water, it's full of oil. This is a chemical injection skid. These skids generate a lot of vibration, and in corrosion, vibration is quite bad, can cause metal to fatigue depending on the number of cycles and the material itself. These gauges, the internals of the gauge, are also damaged by vibration. So the oil acts as a vibration damper inside the gauge. Absolutely brilliant. The application of a gauge like this allows the design engineer to design the gauge to last or to decrease the maintenance cycle. So he can control the design life by filling it with oil or not, as the case may be. Another thing on these skids, when the front-end design engineers look at building these skids, they build them with pulsation dampers built into the pumps, alongside the pumps I mean. These pumps are piston pumps, very, very strong and very, very high pressure capable. These pistons produce a hell of a lot of vibration. You probably can't see it now, but this skid is vibrating a lot. These pulsation dampers damp the vibration and then prevent corrosion, such things like fatigue and things like this, when a metal is vibrated or moved continuously in a continuous cycle. Now, fatigue, corrosion fatigue, really can be mitigated by materials, but it's often cheaper to add a pulsation damper to each and every single pump that you have on site. You see, people have to remember, in reality, everything that's engineered has a design life now. It's not like before in the 1900s and 1920s, where design engineers were in the same job year on year and people could go back to them and say, what happened? Why did this fail? Now, each and every design job has a particular life associated with it, and that design engineer, the front-end design, manipulate the components to satisfy that design life. And then there's also life extension, but that is for another video.